cold out there today. It's a perfect day to clean up the refrigerator. I had a whole bunch of stuff in the refrigerator and I need to cook it up. So I thought it would be a perfect day to make a stew, a beef stew. Beef stew is so simple to make. I'm going to make it into the Instant Pot today, and it's only going to take about 30 minutes. But I'm going to spend another additional 20 minutes at the end to make it better. So let's get started. First thing we need to do is prep our vegetables. Like I said, I've got some potatoes, a couple different kinds. I've got some carrots. To kind of clean them up, get them ready for cooking. I've got about 2 pounds of cubed chuck stew meat and some leftover celery from another recipe. So like I said, I'm just gonna throw all this stuff in the Instant Pot. So let's start with the carrots. All right, get your trusty chef's knife. And we're just gonna cut off these, the butts here, the roots. And this one's got a little bit of brown on it, you know, a little bit of black. So I'm gonna cut that off. Just clean them up a little bit. That's got a big old crack in it. A lot of these will clean up just by peeling them, which I'm gonna do after I clean off the tips and the butts. Look at that. All nice and beautiful looking again. Just peel them, cut off all the brown, and now I'm just gonna chop them up into little bite-sized pieces. All right, throw those in the pot. Just a rough chop, nothing fancy. Like I said, this is pretty much leftover uncooked food that I just need to use up. All right, so let's move on to our potatoes. I've got some red potatoes and a couple of white potatoes. And I'm not gonna do much of these. I'm gonna cut them in half. Maybe take off some of this brown stuff right here. It just doesn't look too appealing. But other than that, cut them in half, throw them in the pot. 30-minute, one pot meal. Easy peasy. Oh, this one. There's a little brown spot on it. I'm gonna get rid of that. And the potatoes, kind of make them about the same size as the red ones. The potatoes are gonna break down. They're gonna make the stew very thick. All right, now we got an onion. Cut off the ends. Peel off the skin. Give them a rough slice. There's no reason to be pretty with this. Just throw it all in there. All right, and now some celery that I had on hand. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna clean off the edges here where there's little brown spots. Nice thin chop there. Nice thin chop there. And it just cleans up the edge a little bit. All right, look at this side here. We'll do the same thing. Just clean them up. And then with that, we just do a nice rough chop. And again, into the pot. All right, now we have the meat. Before I throw the meat in there, I want to season it. A little salt and pepper. A little garlic powder. All right. And then we just throw that in the pot with everything else. Of course, no meal's complete without a little bit of garlic, or I should say a lot of garlic. I am a garlic fan. So I'm going to throw probably a little bit more than you would normally throw in there. Use as much or as little as you like. Again, I like to cut off this little root, this rough part at the bottom here. Clean that right off. Point. And then if you roll between your hands like this, skin comes right off. You see that? Watch, I'll do it again. After cutting off the tips like this, stick them between your hands, and the skin comes right off. Look at that, clean. Little trick that I use to clean my garlic easier. Again, between the hands, and the skin comes right off. All right, so now I've got 4 big cloves of garlic right here, and I'm just gonna smash these just to get the juices flowing. You know what I'm saying? And into the pot with the garlic. Okay, so with the stew, you're gonna need some liquid. Beef broth, tomato soup, any variety of things. I don't have any of that. And again, like I said, I'm cleaning out the shelves, I'm cleaning out the pantry, I'm cleaning out the refrigerator. So I've got 1 beer in there, dark beer, it's gonna bring a lot of flavor. So we're just gonna pour that right on top. Boom, drop it in. There's a meat stew setting, boop, right there. 35 minutes, automatically. All you gotta do is let it go, and in 35 minutes, I'm gonna show you how I'm going to elevate a simple Instapot beef stew. So stick around to the end. All right, after 35 minutes in the Instapot, let it rest before releasing the steam, about 10 minutes or so, just to let everything rest and absorb into itself. Once you're done, open up the lid. And grab a spoon, take a look at what we got here. Look at this beautiful meat, potato, everything's in there. Look at just falling off the meat. Oh, so tender. But we're not done. We're gonna transfer it to a casserole dish. I have this beautiful casserole dish that we're gonna put all the meat and vegetables right into. We're gonna scoop all this right into this casserole dish. Oh, be careful not to splatter yourself with the water. It's hot. Look at all this beautiful meat and potatoes. God, it looks so good. So I ran out of room with this one, but I had another one. It's little baby brother. All right, so I just put the extra on there. So now I've got both the casserole dishes filled up. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this in a 400-degree oven for about 20 minutes just to brown and caramelize and bring out more flavor from this already flavorful dish. So let's get in the oven and we'll get back in about 20 minutes and see how it looks. And a little baby sister. All right, so after 20 minutes or more, depending on how your oven cooks and how hot it gets, this is how it looks. If you look, you can see all these dark pieces along the top here, which is just gonna bring out so much more flavor. Oh, look at this. The texture, the richness. Oh, look at this celery stalk. The crispiness, this is great. Oh, this potato. Potatoes are my favorite. This is so good. Stick it in the oven after just brings it to a whole new level. You gotta try it. All right, well, this is another recipe from Buck's Kitchen. I'm always trying something new. If you made it this far into the video, I'm going to request from all of you to post below a recipe that I can try. I love trying new recipes. So if you post a recipe below, maybe I'll cook yours. We'll see you on the next cook. Thanks for watching. This is Buck in Buck's Kitchen.